Welcome to Morphology Lesson 3. In this lesson, we will consider how derivational morphology is put together to form words. Recall from above that words are built up according to the morphological rules of the language. A current topic of investigation in morphology and in psycholinguistics is how words are stored and accessed in the mental lexicon. Consider the following. English speakers know the words friend and friendly. Are both of these stored individually in the mental lexicon? Simply answering yes to this question doesn't seem to do justice to the observation that ly is a common and recurring morpheme in English with consistent properties, namely that it turns a noun into adjectives. On the other hand, simply stating that friend and ly are stored separately and put together as needed leads to overgeneration. Why can't ly be attached to any noun giving rise to such non-words as dogly or cactusly? Adding to the confusion in this matter is the existence of bound roots discussed above. Do speakers form words such as perceive, deceive, and so forth online as necessary? Or are they stored as atoms with the similarities among them merely coincidental to the modern English speaker? There are even more opaque cases. The English word infant historically is derived from in, not, and fans, present participle of for, meaning to speak. Thus, an infant is someone who isn't speaking. It is unlikely, however, that anyone would want to say that infant is formed online. Despite the concerns above, there are many generalizations that can be made about the formation of words. Consider the list of words to which ly is added. Note that this is different from the ly suffix that turns adjectives into adverbs. We describe the properties of morphemes in lexical entries. The first line of the entry states the category of the lexical item. The second line indicates the morphological properties of the lexical item. In the ordered set XA, X indicates the category that the lexical item attaches to, and the set A, B, C, etc., lists those particular bases the affix attaches to when the lexical item in question is not fully productive. The third line gives details on the pronunciation. The fourth line contains the meaning of the lexical item. Prefixes are indicated with an underscore to the left of the morphological environment, while suffixes are indicated with an underscore to the right. Thus we can state the lexical entry for ly more formally as shown on the screen. The first line indicates that ly is an adjective. The second line indicates that it attaches to nouns and indicates the set of particular nouns that it attaches to. Since the list is quite large, not every single noun is listed. The underscore indicates the position of the morpheme ly with respect to its base. Here it appears as a suffix to the set of given nouns. Another way to think about these two lines is as follows. ly is a suffix that attaches to any one of the nouns given in the list to form an adjective. The third line is the pronunciation of the morpheme, and the last line is the definition. Often, a word can consist of several morphemes. When 3 or more morphemes appear in a word, they are added in layers according to the rules of morphology of the language. The English prefix un attaches to adjectives where it gives rise to a negative meaning, and to verbs where it gives rise to a reversal of the given action. It does not attach to nouns, however. Thus, there are 2 senses of the morpheme un, each with its own lexical entry. Note that these are rough lexical entries since much more can be said about what they can attach to. We will simplify the actual situation here, though, and simply assume that there is one entry for un, which can attach to a specified set of adjectives, and another entry for un, which can attach to a specified set of verbs. Let's consider now the derivation of a word such as unfriendly. First, we break this word down into its component morphemes and label them. Next, we must decide what attaches next. Looking back at the lexical entries for these morphemes, we see that ly attaches to nouns, but un does not. Therefore, ly attaches first, giving rise to the base friendly. Finally, of course, un attaches to the base, giving rise to the word unfriendly. Let's look at some more data on a few other affixes. Consider the following data. Note the presence of the bound root oper. In addition to the forms below, the bound root oper is also found in opera, operable, and operant. There are some basic observations that we can make here. The suffix ion, ion, attaches to a number of different bases, which must be listed in the lexical entry for this suffix. It also attaches productively to the suffix ate. Thus, consider the following two possible lexical entries for the suffix yun. Only the first and second lines are indicated here, as that is what concerns us at the moment. Clearly, the second entry captures the generalization better that the suffix yun productively attaches to any base with the suffix ate at the right edge. Words that contain bound roots are simply labeled root in the derivation. Consider the English word mechanization. This contains a bound root mechan, which is also found in the words mechanic and mechanism. It also contains the verbalizer eyes, found in a number of words such as lionize, realize, ostracize, demonize, fraternize, and so forth. This affix attaches to a large number of bases, including nouns, adjectives, and bound roots. Next is the suffix ation. This is historically derived from ate plus yun, both of which we saw previously. The suffix ation, however, attaches as a single unit to eyes, plus to a small number of verb bases, such as tax, as in taxation, and flirt, as in flirtation. Here is the lexical entry for ation. This gives rise to the following derivation for the word mechanism.